Regional strategic trends in South Asia. Let's discuss what are the key strategic trends in South Asia for the last 1 month and what we'll see ahead in September. Firstly, coming on to India. The India-China standoff in Ladakh has now extended from north of the Pangong Tso lake to the south. On the night of 29th and 30th, we have been informed by a press release by the Indian Ministry of Defence that the Indian troops preempted a Chinese attempt to grab certain advantageous points south of the Pangong Tso lake. This attempt was thwarted. Thereafter, now the brigade commander level talks are ongoing for disengagement in this area. This comes even as in the north of Pangong Tso area, right extending up to the Deksam Plains, there has been no breakthrough as far as disengagement and de-escalation is concerned, despite numerous diplomatic and military level talks which have been undertaken in the month of August. The second major trend was the push for Atmanirbhar Bharat in defense or self-reliance in defense by the Ministry of Defense undertaken under the Defense Minister Mr. Rajnath Singh. Starting from the 9th of August, a series of measures were taken such as import ban, publishing of a list by the Defense Research and Development Organization of items which it requires assistance or which is open for design and development by the industry. A number of progressive measures were undertaken with respect to the defense public sector undertakings and the ordnance factories and so on. The third important trend in India was the economic downswing. The Q-on-Q first quarter results showed that the Indian economy has decelerated by more than 20%. COVID-19 remained as another important activity where the Indian spike of number of cases went up by up to 3 million plus. India also became the top daily caseload declarer in this month, even exceeding United States and Brazil. In the other areas, you have some political activity which has been started at Kashmir, and hopefully this will lead to greater satisfaction at the grassroots level. In the northeast, the Naga Accord continues to be elusive as the NSCNIM and the Nagaland governor, Mr. N. Ravi, have been locked in a logjam as to what should be done ahead. The main opposition party, the Congress party, went through certain tremors with a letter by 23 leading congressmen seeking the party should change and undertake certain reforms. Let's get on to the western side of the region, Afghanistan. Afghanistan has seen some positive trends. We have the High National Reconciliation Council being formulated. We have the Council of Ministers being announced, and there are hopes that the intra-Afghan talks will commence in September. However, violence continues to rise in Afghanistan, and that will have to be observed with caution. Pakistan. The Pakistan opposition plans to put the Imran Khan-led PTI government on the mat did not materialize due to opposition disunity. On the other hand, the government attempted to put through certain bills to take it off the grey list, which refers to the Financial Action Task Force. There is something to be done ahead. Pakistan's faux pas, as far as publishing of the map which includes a part of Jammu and Kashmir in the country, has created what one would say a backlash of sorts, because the support that Pakistan was ostensibly giving to the people of Kashmir can be really denigrated with this move. Accordingly, it has also put in the 14th Amendment to the interim so-called Azad Jammu and Kashmir Constitution, which also very clearly denotes that it has no intention of giving any freedom or any leeway to the people of Jammu and Kashmir. Pakistan-China relations continue to grow stronger with the strategic dialogue being held and also a push towards the Kashmir issue being internationalized. Let's get on To the north and center, Nepal saw some political developments which appear encouraging. The task force report, which was formulated by the Nepal Communist Party, has been submitted, and it has proposed a formula which has now to be accepted by the steering committee of the Nepal Communist Party. Nepal-India relations appear to be somewhat stabilizing, with the Nepal Prime Minister K.P. Sharma Oli calling the Indian Prime Minister Mr. Narendra Modi on the occasion of the Independence Day. Let us see how the thing progresses in the month ahead. Bhutan saw a spike, a relative spike, one would say, from COVID-19, which resulted in the national lockdown, which has now been lifted, and it is hoped that things will be under control as far as this coronavirus issue is concerned. Coming down to Bangladesh, the sudden visit of the Indian Foreign Secretary Harsh Singla to Bangladesh caused a lot of flutter, both in Bangladesh and India. He had a meeting with the Bangladesh Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, which was in fact the only high-level meeting he had, but there were a lot of interaction with his counterpart, Bangladesh Foreign Secretary, and the businessmen and others, because of his contacts as the Foreign Secretary, or rather the High Commissioner in Bangladesh just a few months ago. Coming on to the Rohingya issue, which touches Bangladesh as well as Myanmar, there was no progress, and on the third anniversary went by, but not a single Rohingya has been taken back by Myanmar, and I think the issue will get critical because Bangladesh is certainly feeling the pressure as far as the Rohingya issue is concerned. Also on the COVID front, Bangladesh has to make any breakthrough. Myanmar, two seminal activities which happened in Myanmar and which are going to be very prominent in the months ahead. First is the declaration of the elections, which will be held in November, and campaigning activity and nomination of the members for the parliament have commenced. As far as the reconciliation goes, in Myanmar, the 21st Pangong Conference 4th meeting was held, and there is a good progress in that, in the sense that the principle of federalism has now been accepted both by the ethnic groups as well as the Myanmar army. We now come down further south on to Sri Lanka, where the parliamentary elections having been concluded, the new government is taking shape, and it has already declared its intention of repealing the 19th constitutional amendment. A majoritarian throwback is now evident, with the Rajpaksa brothers firmly in power. As far as the Maldives is concerned, Maldives commenced the travel, permitted a lot of travel activity. I think 7,000 plus tourists have visited Maldives. There was some commotion in Maldives because the opposition could raise the flag of Indian dominance in the country, and this was evident with a rally which was held at the end of the month. The government is looking for certain assistance because of the tourism having gone down. Maldives' economy is suffering in a very major way. These are briefly the trends in various countries in the region. Thank you for listening.